This is a review video for Unlock Box 2 Mystery Adventures. As with the previous Unlock series boxes, this one comes with 3 missions. The missions are the House on the Hill, the Nautilus Trap, and the Tony Pal's Treasure. The 3 missions in this box often get very mixed reviews online, so we didn't really know what to expect when we were coming into it. The House on the Hill is the level 1 mission, the Nautilus Trap is level 2, and the Tony Pal's Treasure is level 3. What we had found playing through, I think this is probably just a personal preference, but Valerie really likes the occult and things like that. So the House on the Hill, it's a little bit kind of spooky in an illustrative sense. So she really enjoyed playing that game. And I think the story and the flow from that mission actually worked quite well. So the classic way that these games kind of implement some of what's happening, you start off with your story. Past 3 days, paranormal activities have increased. Apparitions, flying objects, possessed children. And after an investigation, you get called in to try and figure out what's going on. As with all Unlock cards, you flip this over, you get your map, you find the rest of the cards that are labelled on the map, and then you figure out where you need to go next with the mission. There was a couple of really clever puzzles within that one. And as I say, the story kind of worked quite well for how Unlock usually goes through these types of setups. That was the level 1 scenario within the game. The Nautilus Trap, the level 2 scenario. This one is kind of generally very poorly reviewed online. The setup is you are a diver. You are on the outskirts of Lincoln Island when suddenly a sea monster attacks you, and you end up in a submerged ship, and you need to try and work your way through the ship. There is a couple of decision points within this mission that really don't make sense in my head as to why you would do the thing that is the right thing to do. So it really threw us when we were making our way through this one, and we did need to take more clues than usual, because there was just like, you end up at one item very early on, and then you use that item in a way later on that just doesn't really make sense. I wouldn't say it was a bad game as such. I don't think we've kind of had any issues with the Unlock series so far that we would say we had a bad experience, but this would be an experience I would be less likely to recommend to people just with how it played out. And then the third mission, the level 3 within this box, is called the Tony Pal's Treasure. I think I'm saying that right. It is a pirate themed mission, and you must make your way through the different levels and characters and figure out where the treasure is hidden. There wasn't too many there wasn't the same level of logic leaps needed within this one as there was in the Nautilus Trap, but I did find that there was some audio elements to this one, and I'm not sure if it was, say, because this is a level 3 mission, so they gave you more difficult audio clues to try and listen to, but the audio quality just made it really difficult to understand what was happening. And there was a couple of points within it where, based on the cards we had, we just guessed what the audio clue was instead of actually fully understanding what the audio clue was. And I think that's probably one of the areas that this would be a letdown. The final puzzle that you need to solve with this, and I say puzzle in a kind of, again, no spoiler context, so we'll just keep using the word puzzle, that you need to put together, and the clues and stuff. It's actually quite a clever use of the cards of kind of the 12 or 15 Unlock games that we've played up to now. This was probably one of the more clever use for the cards that we'd come across. It did take us a little bit longer maybe than We would have liked to have solved the puzzle, but I think we didn't understand how long figuring out the last piece was going to be. So when we thought we only had a couple of cards left, we maybe took the foot off the gas pedal and ended up wasting time. Where if we had known what the last puzzle was going to be, maybe we wouldn't have done that. I say each of the missions in this box, the time limit that is recommended is 60 minutes for each of them. That's what comes up on this timer when you start the game. And I would find that 60 minutes sometimes, like, and when I've been talking to other people about this as well, I find that these games are supposed to be fun. And if you were putting yourself under pressure to complete it within the time, and that's making it not fun for you, then don't put as much emphasis on the time and play the game in a way that is fun for you and not that you're putting yourself under pressure. So just to keep that in mind as you're going through these missions, and particularly the last piece of the Tony Paz treasure, there is a time consuming element to it that I think might ruin people's enjoyments of it if they're trying to finish within the 60-minute time limit that the app says you're supposed to do it in. Overall, I think we would give this box 3 out of 5. And that's just because some of the later boxes are so good. And that's not to say that this box is bad, but just the later boxes are so good that it feels wrong to give those boxes the 4 or the 5, and then to give this box a 4 or a 5. So it's really only a 3 compared to the later boxes that come up. It's still quite a fine entry in the series. All of the 3 games, there's something novel about each of them, either the way the cards are used or the way the app is used. So I would recommend the box overall. And I think that you will get, if each one is taking an hour, like it's 3 hours of kind of enjoyment and puzzles from the box. So it's actually like quite a good purchase, I think. I know something a lot of people like with this, and it would be something that we would like as well, is that these boxes, none of the components and none of the cards actually get damaged. So it's very easy to just put them all back in their slots, package the box up, and then either gift it to somebody else to experience or resell and put that money towards your next unlock box. So that is our review of this box. I would give it overall a 3.5 out of 5, or a 3 out of 5, with the issue being that there is a comparison to the other boxes and not that this box itself isn't actually a good box. If you like this video, if you would like to see more content, maybe you'd like to see us play through some of the games, leave me a comment, let me know. And until then, I will see you all in the next one.